Happy Solstice 2020, everyone. Welcome. My name is Alexia. It's great to see you today. Not only is it the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere and the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, today is also an extreme astronomical phenomenon, which is the Jupiter Saturn Conjunction. Has anyone had a chance to see the photos on NASA? It's gorgeous. It's like a dance they're playing together. Hi, Marjorie. Hi, Cartomancy. Hi, Connie. Oh, Connie. We may have a rare appearance by the channel cat. Her name is Juniper. Yeah, and she's a jumper and she's out today. I know. It turns out, I think that we thought she was a cat when she came in, but she was really a kitten because she's still growing, and it turns out she's size tall. She has super long legs. Yeah, she's like size tall. I have to buy all new size large cat things for her because she's so tall. I know. Hi, Marjorie. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's like they're dancing in the sky. Today's mineral I've brought is fluorite. And the reason why we're using fluorite is we're doing color purple. We've moved from the green to the blue all the way up to the indigo and the color purple. Yeah, which is the psychic realm, the spiritual realm, the realm outside of the mind. Yeah, and this one has a very interesting channel in it. And how I use fluorite is when I hold it during just when I'm resting, when I have too much energy, I don't assign it like a judgment, whether it's negative or positive. I just have excess energy because I get nervous or I'm anxious or I anticipate things or I know there's a barrage of incoming stuff that I'm not interested in. I just hold this. Actually, I usually hold it in my right hand and it channels out my excess energy. Fluorite is super easy to find. There's like crystals everywhere, and this is actually a fluorite crystal. They come in all kinds of colors, yellow, clear, and this is got a little clear tip. And yeah, fluorite's super easy to find. It's like, yeah. And amethyst is also an excellent stone for purple today. I have my ametrine, which is the citrine, and amethyst. Amethyst is an ideal stone. It turns out purple is actually a common color for stones. This is color change sapphire. In certain light, it looks purple, and then in sunlight, it turns green. I know. So this one's really good. This is a Tunduru sapphire. And other stones that are purple are Comaria garnet. There's quite a few purple garnets. They're gorgeous. They're really, really pretty. And some rubies actually are kind of purplish. These are like fuchsia rubies. Yeah, the Burmese are more of a blood red, but there's quite a few of the Thai rubies that are kind of a fuchsia. Seventh chakra stone, perfect. Now, let's talk about chakras in and out of the body. We've gone through the full chakra set, and after we launch purple and we launch into our cosmic space, all this energy, we start again with the new year and go back to red. So the root chakra, 1, red. The second chakra is creativity. The hips, reproductive, orange colors. Third is power chakra, solar plexus. Fourth is the heart, the emotional seat, pulmonary, green. The voice and the throat chakra, the arms, is the blue. And then the psychic is the indigo. And then the purple actually connects. Now, chakras also connect outside of the body. And of course, there's the planetary chakra. And the planetary energy is very, very beautiful. I mean, it's just dancing in harmony today as all these numbers line up. I practice the numerology and data science, and it's really like a cosmic reset. It's like your reboot button. So in the different chakra systems, this is like the 8th chakra, which is the like planetary system reset. And then there's the solar system chakra. Then it goes to the subgalactic, which is like the 9. I'm not sure if you're aware, but within the Milky Way, which is the galaxy which our sun resides, there's what's known as a subgalaxy or arm. So actually, we have excellent access for intergalactic travel for travelers because the arm in which we are spinning is actually a subgalaxy somewhat on the edge of the Milky Way. We're not in the center of our galaxy. We're in this subspin. And our subgalaxy has a cycle, just like the Earth, right? The Earth takes however many revolutions, which are days, and after so many Earth days, we complete our elliptical orbit around our star, which has a double foci, right? We talked about that yesterday because today is all about centers and centering. The color purple is used to create the center. So think about it. The Earth's orbit is not centered around the sun. It's centered around the 2 orbital focus points or foci. And so once again, this subgalaxy has a subspin of 52,000 Earth solar cycles. So every 52,000, not exactly, but right in that zone, years, our subgalaxy completes a cycle, which means that chakra, which goes way up onto the 9th level, boom, turns over. All right. So that's like a foundational change. Now, what we will notice is that every about 26,000 years, there is an intragalactic, not between galaxies, but inside our galaxy, or an intergalactic set of comets which comes through. And so we can tell that a lot of the cycles have been aligning because of the comets which haven't been passing through except for every 26,000 years. And we did have another comet recently. So there will be a lot of comet activity when the spin goes through a cycle back to what's considered initiation, origin, or like a zero reset point. So today is a very moderate, because this is a planetary or solar system reset, as opposed to the subgalactic reset, which we are experiencing pretty much at the same time. So there's alignments that are changing that are 6,400 years old, because that's a quarter, like a quarter cycle of the subgalactic spin. So that's why we're seeing things that are changing, and why we have a very high group consciousness right now. It's not always about the individual. It's about how the individual has the power to change our current and create our current new paradigm, because this is it. This is the big reset, the big reboot. Yay! Hi, Lori. Hi, Lori. Oh, we're just getting started. No problem. So we're talking about how the chakras don't just align in the body, that they also go beyond to the planetary system. And the Jupiter Saturn conjunction, yes, is on the next chakra level, which is the 8th chakra. So by doing our centering, and we're going to actually do take us about an hour till we get to the centering, actually, practice with the stone. And until then, of course, we've got to do political oh my gosh, tarot. So this is what's up. Before we get started, and thanks for all the likes, and thanks for coming, everybody. I think you may have noticed, for those who came to my housewarming party. Yeah, do you notice something missing behind me that wasn't there before? It was in the inauguration video. I did have the prediction on October 29th. Absolutely, Donald Trump's getting the boot. Biden's being inaugurated on January 20th. And save the date, January 14th is huge, 2021. We just had that come up again in the oh, there's Juniper. It's jumping Juniper. I'm going to light the candle. There she goes, off to the window to go sit in the window. Yeah, there you go. You guys got a little quick view of jumping Juniper. Hooray. Centering. So instead of focusing on our higher chakra, we're going to perform the centering ceremony today. And I actually am known as the tone mistress, because an attunement is kind of my thing. So attunement is to basically offer to pay our debts, our karmic debts. Attunement is like squaring up, making things right. So when we atone for our transgressions, we're saying, we're making things good. So we're paying up. We're paying up our bill. That's like squaring. That's a very square energy. Attunement is when we actually tune our vibration to an actual frequency. Yes, I'm known as the tone mistress, but it's actually an attunement. So when we center, we're going to be attuning. Sorry about the bumping on the microphone. So here I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes and pick a card. Door to Spirit, number 32. Now, once again, these numbers are significant. This number is the number 32, Does anyone feel a significance to the number 32? Oh, Connie, garnets, your birthstone. Oh, gosh, I can never have enough garnets. I like them better than rubies, even though it's my birthstone. All right, so here is the door to spirit. As we are mentioning, the purple stone and the highest body chakra, our individual chakra, corresponds to purple, and it is the gateway. It is the door to the next realm, which is the planetary chakras and the planetary alignment. So I would like to read from the book number 32. And I know it's hard to tell, but I actually have a green light in that lamp. And when I turn all my lights off, it glows green because I just love the color green. I'm goofy for it. Number 32. Oh, meditated barefoot this morning. It was so beautiful. The sun is shining here, which I moved to a rainy place because I love water. And to see the sunshine this morning was so beautiful. I spent an hour and a half in the garden pruning because when you think about it, this is a 0. So I cut all my fuchsia plants. Yeah, I pruned all my fuchsia plants this morning. Yay. Is the number 32 significant for anyone here? Because that's not a birth or a month number. That's not a date. Number 32 corresponds to 5. The pentacle. Door to spirit, spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. Oh gosh, this is so the solstice. The door opens into the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. And yesterday we did the journey into the void. The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, heading you to a deeper space, a space of understanding your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. And yesterday we spoke of the center of the universe and Hunab-Ku, the great I, the inertial rest frame, that from which all emanates, source, the connection to source. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential. That's right. It is unlimited potential in the void. For the changes that happen now reach deep into the core, not just of our individual being, but that of our planetary earthly consciousness. The spiritual arts are awakening and deepening, and we are connected in this moment to the spirit world. We shall not be surprised to find ourselves becoming intuitive and infinitely aware of spiritual presence. We are now heading into a time of power of our healing practices. That's right. All of us are becoming healers in this new paradigm. The time is now. The time is open. The time is here to receive unexpected blessings, unexpected guidance, and gifts, because the magic and the power of our earthly consciousness and identity is hereby open with a full connection to spirit. And I modified that as I read it to make it very, very potently relevant in this moment, the present moment. I truly believe that. I think this is actually it. I think this is their moment of kissing and hugging each other during their dance. I would like to give a preview for my Nostradamus predictions for this week, which are that I will be giving the Nostradamus economic prosperity of the United States and planet Earth for 2021, and also setting the tone for the upcoming decade for the next generation. So those are going to be huge pre-recorded videos that I'm going to have this week. All right. Oh, you feel the new beginning. All right. So let's take a moment of silence, because there are very many who are also having their new beginning now in the netherworld. We send our blessings through the calm repose of all those who have passed and who are passing and leaving the earth in 2020. Each day that we awaken is our opportunity. Yes. All right. Okay, so you guys, I have a super question for the tarot today. And thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you. My Russian tarot of St. Petersburg, which was made by Yuri Shakov, has been singing to me because we have recently experienced in the last few days a cyber attack. And so the Russian deck is singing to me. Oh, and by the way, this is an African silk cloth. I know, it's crazy. I hope it's not too busy and you can actually see the cards. I'm so glad you had a chance to see Juniper, Connie. She's kind of shy. She's really a wild animal. Okay, so this is a gorgeous silk cloth, and on it are all these dancing people. See the little dancing people? They're all dancing. It's African dancing. I don't know much about what's going on with the cybersecurity and the national issue there that happened over the weekend, but I sure have been reading a lot of news about truncheons falling out of windows this week, and it turns out that Putin actually admits to having followed his opposition. What is it? Jankowski? Oh, thank you, Lori. And the guy, his opposition for I hate to say it, but Putin's all over the news. Trump is used, cat litter at this point. Putin's all over the news. What with this window thing? I guess more than one scientist, and there was a lady too. I think she was on American soil an American. All of a sudden, all these virologists are just disappearing. Now, I know what that's all about because I put up the whistleblower video a couple of months ago. We won't talk about that here because we don't want to get censored, but I am an American citizen, a taxpayer, and law-abiding, and I believe in upholding that, especially people who are sworn into office, who take an oath to hold the Constitution, should be held to it and should be held accountable. And so I'm asking the universe to show us about the security situation here in the United States. Now, normally when I do individuals and I read on a person, I do a traditional Nostradamus spread along with the characters. It's all 9 cards, but it's the positioning. And so this positioning is a modification of the ocula, which is the most intense reading. And so here we go. Oh, there's a cat right next to the candle here. I'm cleansing them with the candle, tapping them 3 times with my stone, and cutting the deck. Okay, you guys, this is real. At the bottom of the deck is strength. This is the major arcana, number 8. Oh, what this saying is that the amount of energy in this reading and the cybersecurity of the United States is strong, which is very good. Now, these are the people or the players involved in the attack. This is what they're trying to pull off, their so-called intention. This is the center card, the most important card. This is what the universe chooses to share with us. And thank you. Thank you, universe. We know we've had spirit show up today because we've been going out into the garden. That's right. And the garden and the gate is all about coming and going during a lockdown. We have the choice to come and go, but it is wise to stay in. Excuse me, just clearing my throat. The top of the reading is moving evidence overseas. This is the data that moves between the different countries. So the data passes back and forth. Okay, this is moving data overseas. Okay, these are the players. These are the players. So there's 6 countries, 6 swords who are basically performing the act, okay, of moving the data back and forth in between these international contacts, between different seas. So like, North Korea sends it to China, or China sends it to Russia, or whatever. United States send it to China, however it goes. The machine operates 6 times. The 9 of Cups are 9 players who are sitting in drama positions. These are not men in power positions. This is a group of 9 men who are sitting back going, ha ha, look at me. I'm sitting in this data warehouse, in this data repository on all this data. See, they've got their 9 cups overflowing with data. And the other person. This is someone in extremely high position who is in control of the cyber attack. So this is what this is saying is, yes, it was initiated by a person, not a country. It's like one man in an extremely high position. Once again, the number 5 comes up. This is the major arcana 5, and today's number is 32. So that's where our alignment's going to come with the numbers. Now, as I read across, we get introduced to the players, what they want to, what their intentions are, what they're trying to do, and what's going to happen, basically. But when I read down the columns, all the way like this, it just tells the story. It's totally complete. Oh, in the second row is the intentions. The intentions of the data movers, these machines that move this data, is the 5 of coins. It is to control, once again, the 5, a double set of 5. Now, these numbers really, really speak, because yesterday we got a triple, literally an entire line of 10s for former Attorney General Barr. These numbers show us so much. What the data movers are trying to accomplish is control data and also keep away data. This is saying we don't want some of the people to get this data. So it looks like it's a data purge. It looks like they're trying to delete or purge data, this first group. The second group of smugglers who have basically got the goods are all at the center of the reading. And the reading is centered all about Ghislaine Maxwell at MDC and the Jeffrey Epstein connection. This is the number 12 of the major arcana. So the smug merchants who are sitting back, collecting the goods, yippee, we're having a party, are actually all connected to the Epstein dynasty. That's Alan Dershowitz. Okay? And the person who actually, there's somebody who's actually in charge of it. I mean, there's like a guy, somebody who's all about the hack, okay, is once again ruling over the 5 of swords. Well, we've got the 5 of coins and the 5 of swords. This person who initiated this hack is a traitor. This is a Roger Stone, Michael Flynn group. These are traitors against the United States of America, but they're overseen by somebody. We don't know who this is yet. I'm not going to say. I'm starting to get some feeling who the Hierophant may be. These are packs of people working in 5s. You see that? The Hierophant is the number 5 overseeing the group of the 5 traitors who were ousted, who used to be part of the whole dynasty, but now they've turned on America. Michael Flynn, Roger Stone. Those guys. But they're being sent out and controlled by the Hierophant. You know we were going to get another 5 because it's all about the 5s. These data movers are now forming an international club. I know it's like a mafia club. They'll sell each other out. They'll throw each other under the bus. Oh, look at it. I've got an eye with the number 5 right next to it right now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 5s staring us in the face right now. 5 viewers, 5 clubs, 5 coins, 5 swords, and of course, no 5 of cups. Because it's never about the emotions. So this is normally this is infighting, but this is the mafia. This is the mafia club. The Smug Merchants group, who's totally connected to Ghislaine Maxwell, is holding something. You see this? They're holding that which is most precious. It's probably this data that's being purged. Somebody's got backups. They are probably using this. Using this. Okay. Did you capture that? So there's the first faction who's basically got this guy who charged the hack. He said, charge forward, do the hack, right? Get the data, do whatever it is they're going to do, right? But the Alan Dershowitz and all these people, because this group here from North Korea and all these guys, they're going through the data and they're purging it. They're deleting data. See, 5 of coins is like deleting data. Bye-bye data. Okay? But this center is Alan Dershowitz. It's Alan Dershowitz. And somebody somewhere connected, to the Alan Dershowitz group is probably holding backups of the data, because no matter how hard they try to purge this data, there's gonna be evidence. Okay, so these are the backup systems. Okay, but unfortunately, they're being controlled by the Hanged Man. This bad boy and his little group of traitors, treasonous to America, are basically forming a group. Now, this is actually an army. The Knight of Coins is a very interesting outcome card. This is actually an army of data. Ooh. I think I know what this is saying as we move down. The countries who have been perpetrating this cybersecurity movement, moving data overseas, the actual North Koreans, the bot farmers, they move this stuff between China, Russia, the United States, the Philippines, Hong Kong. All of it's this giant machine. But right now they've been tasked to purge evidence. This isn't just evidence. This is damaging evidence. Are forming a mafia, basically a subgroup that is basically like a dark lord cyber criminal mafia. Okay? The people who are going to make out, who are going to collect the money over all of it, have something on someone. See how they're hanging this damning evidence over somebody's head. Yeah. Because they've got the backups so that they can extort these people. We're talking extortion here with the backups because they cannot successfully purge this. Somebody who's in charge, the Hierophant, the number 5, is looking at these these treasonous traitors within the United States government who may or may not be pardoned. So that he can form the committee, the grand jury, the committee, the hearings that are going to be taking place in January. That's right, in order to serve the indictments against the current administration. So these are going to be the committee hearings, the grand jury hearings, the Trump Crimes Commission that is being formed as an outcome of all of these cyber crimes. The universe is saying it's important not to disclose this person's identity because in the end, they have to make decisions regarding how to proceed. This is a very sticky situation between now and the 20th. And I'm letting you know that this person, this Hierophant, is acting on behalf of the oath of the Constitution of the United States of America. So somebody is seriously on it. We can't really speak his name. Exactly. That's exactly what they are. We just have to be careful of bots and trolls. We don't have any moderators here today. Hi, Tanya. Would anybody like to become a moderator? Just put the word moderator in the chat. And because I don't like to hit too many buttons, I will add you for the next live stream. Just put the word moderator in, and that way we can have more moderators. Because once people realize I'm back, they'll be like, oh, coming all the time and stuff. They're going to need buses. I like what Kate McKinnon says. They have to build a special country club in Hades for all these people. Because they can't go into a regular cell. Yeah, there are that's that. The Knight of Coins are the commissions being formed, because those are groups like not really an army, but it's a group on a mission underneath the Hierophant. They're on a mission. Yay. I'm so happy because I love winter. I love darkness. When it's dark, the smallest light can be seen. When the sun sends a light ray, it's emitting. It's emitting energy, right? Those are photons, right? Now, different stars have different compositions of the photonic chemistry, but we're used to the sun. The solar spectra on the electromagnetic frequency. When I talk about attuning, we want to attune to the frequency of purple. It will have an actual number it vibrates at in terms of its wavelength. And then we remember that it's the reciprocal of lambda, which means the frequency is inverse to the wavelength. So the higher the frequency, the shorter the wavelength. And then once we go past purple, we go outside of the visible spectra into ultraviolet, and then we keep moving up the spectra to gamma and all of that. That's right. So those quasars and whatnot emit pulses. And hydrogen is actually the basic chemistry, the number one on the scale, which is just one nuclei, one orbital electron. Hydrogen, extremely important atomic structure. One nuclei, one electron orbiting around. Now that's the microcosm. And then today we move to the macrocosm, beyond the planet Earth to the Jupiter Saturn conjunction. Let's talk about that, because as I mentioned, I will be giving my economic prosperity predictions for the United States and planet Earth this week, upcoming. I love on the live stream how everybody's like, really super friendly and greeters. Like I said, if anybody wants to be a moderator, just put moderator in the chat. All right. The Jupiter Saturn conjunction. I've mentioned recently that the Uranus retrograde is actually happening simultaneously. And when I looked up the astronomy after I was receiving the numerology, because today we got 32 and 5 fives on that last reading. 5 viewers, 5 coins, 5 hierophant, 5 fives, 25, right? So those are our numbers, 32 and 25. There's a lot of significance happening right here. So, oh, yay, Connie, I will add you for the next show. I'll just hit the button next time, and then when you come by. Normally we meet on Thursday nights, but it's Christmas Eve, so I'm going to be out looking at Christmas lights. I'm almost certain I'm going to have a New Year's Eve show, because I don't really usually go out on New Year's Eve. This year would be a great day to stay home. And in the meanwhile, we meet on Minerals Monday to do the minerals. So center, okay? When we create the center and we do a centering ceremony, we can use the color purple. We can also use the color black. A lot of people use a black candle for the center ceremony, because it's also an all-inclusive color. Purple is a very strong color. I like it. It reminds me of darkness and blackness. So as I mentioned before, when we have darkness, we have stillness, we go into the void. Less is more. And when things are super dark, like today is the shortest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, one tiny little light can be seen. And what this is saying to us energetically is that the tiniest thought makes the hugest wave and is heard most clearly. And just a tiny review. Yesterday, you can add this to your ceremony. We took our intention and visions and we made it super small. And we packed it. I just have a little bead. I just have a little green Javarsky. I just found a tiny little bead. And I took all my intentions for 2021 and the next decade, because this is the whole 21 through 2030 now, you guys. And I smashed it into the speed. And I'm shaking it up. These are my dreams. These are my wishes. These are my hopes, my desires, my intentions that we took out of the void and pushed into a seed and burrow deep into the earth. I'm putting my seed inside of the geode. And right now, the time is barren. Yesterday was so barren that I didn't even have an altar. It was just like plain. The earth is barren. We're creating the dirt. Yeah, we're just creating the furrows to put the seed into. And so what you can do after we finish our ceremony, our centering ceremony, is go back and review, because you have a few hours. You have like maybe 70 hours, because it's a process, this Jupiter Saturn dance. Go back and review your intentions and your wishes for 2021. And then take a time and write them down and take them into a seed. It could even be a little nut, like a peanut. And push it into your little seed. And then you bury it and you forget about it. So there's my little seed. I don't even remember what my intentions or dreams are. I don't worry about it. I don't even think about it. I just know they're in the seed inside my geode, because geodes are definitely very, covering. So we're going to cover up the seed. So you could have like a little pot, like a little potted plant with no plant in it, with just like a little dirt, and push your seed in there. It could just be like a little glass bead that you push into a little empty, barren flower pot. And then you just push it in there and you forget about it. Yeah. Okay, so that is burying, or our intention, planting it into the ground. And that grounding centers us, because once again, when we create center, we're going to go back into the magna, the core, the center of the earth, because we're going to be sending ourselves, attuning ourselves into the core of the earth, putting our rope, sending it all the way up, and then it doesn't even come back. This one just leaves, which is why I love my fluorite, because it can channel it and it never comes back. It's just like, there it goes. Bye-bye. For me, I'm channeling excess energy. I have too much energy. Amethyst, which is an excellent stone for purple, is healing. So when you use the amethyst, you'll be drawing out your scar tissue and your toxins, and you will be releasing them into the psychic universe, and that opens the channel and creates the space for the energy and the healing to come in, which is why I love the citrine, because it's got the citrine on the other side of the amethyst. So when using amethyst for this, make sure to gift yourself a piece of gold or something precious in exchange for giving out your scar tissue and your toxins. Okay. Bring yourself in a gift, a cup of tea, chamomile. You could even just have chamomile flowers on your altar, something golden to gain the balance between the deep, dark purple and the gold. Okay. Yeah, twilight's amazing because there's an actual wavelength in the daylight that turns green. And the fable from the Egyptian goddesses is that as the goddess Nuit closes her eyelids to sleep at night, you can see the green of her eyes. So the color purple and the color green are the colors of the goddess Nuit, the goddess of twilight. I know. Yay. All right, so let's do one more tarot reading. And the reason I want to follow up on this is I want to follow up on the stimulus package. I feel it was very much of an insult. That is not a Band-Aid. What they're sending is not a Band-Aid. A $600, it's a slap in the face is what it is. So when will the Americans receive an actual real stimulus payment? In order to do this, and I'm not talking about this wingding thing they've got going now. I don't even care about that. It's like, I think somebody said he was going to donate his to the food bank. To be perfectly honest, I think I'm going to do something in that vein because it's just not right. It's just, I mean, to me, it's not even going to help. I mean, excuse me, but I think it might matter to like the food bank, you know? And so I'll probably just buy an extra $100 worth of food and then give the rest to the food bank. So, because I'm a small business owner, I need real small business owner relief. That's what's going to matter for me. And that last PPP thing was a joke. I mean, they didn't give it to small business owners. We don't want to go on about that. When is Everyday America Joe and Everyday America Kamala going to receive a real economic prosperity stimulus plan? And in order to do this, I need to bring out my purple deck. All right, so here she comes, my everyday tarot, because this is just everyday mundane stuff. Paying the bills during a pandemic, buying more masks and gloves, making certain there's enough laundry soap. Ooh, that reminds me, I have to buy more cleaning supplies. So I'll probably buy $100 of cleaning supplies and donate the rest. Right. Yay. Okay. When is average Sally and Bob, U.S. citizen, taxpayer, regular, everyday American going to receive direct payment? Andrew Yang was right. He told us, but we didn't listen. He's the numbers guy. He told us this wasn't going to work out. All right. When are we going to receive a real set of payments? So we'll start with January 2021. And we'll just start going down the months till we get a yes. When will we get? This is January. Got to start way up here, you guys. January. Yeah. January. I'm feeling through these cards for January. February, will they pass a plan? Will we get one in February? February. March. Will we get one in March? Ooh, March is feeling less sticky. April. Ooh, April has a weird feel to it. May. And June. Will we get a real stimulus plan in June? We'll do the second half as soon as we turn these over. Wow, we got purple, guys. January says we're being left alone. It's a complete delay with the Hanged Man. And it looks like, though, there's going to be an improvement in the economy in January. So that's a no. February, the Emperor. Biden takes charge because now he's got power. However, there's too many choices, too much work he's got to do. But there's a yes. The economic prosperity comes first. So it looks like Biden's saying, even though he has too many choices, yes, he's going to be pushing in February for the new plan. That looks good. That's like February. That's like right after the Duke takes office. That says he's going to be pushing for a vote on it in March. The Congress meets, they fight. They make a swift action and a swift decision. They look at the plan. They weigh the options. Somebody comes in and stacks the decision. So March, they don't pass anything. April is taxes, the 10 of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords is people coming in saying, look, we've got problems. The world, the internet, termination. This is like an ending to a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in April. Ooh, we still don't really see anything. May, moving overseas, people trying to get away. Voters looking back at the vote from the November election and weighing votes. So at this point in May, there seems to be a balance of the economy starting to happen. In June, we get news about the economy and prosperity. The entire plan about us getting direct payments goes to sleep. They just can't make the decision on it. It looks like the whole thing gets hosed. Whatever's going to happen regarding the disbursements, it's going to happen in February, you guys. We got to keep our eyes on what's happening in February regarding collecting payments. Okay, now let's look really quick. This is just specifically on getting a real stimulus pack in July. Looks like June it gets hosed. July. August. September. They're going to finally send real money in September. October. November. And December 2021. This is just the stim. Oh God, look at this. It's like trying so hard to get that stimulus package out. Okay, this is just reading on the stimulus package. July is the devil, the evil influence. The Hierophant, who we mentioned in the past reading, is going to be making his statements regarding the committees and the hearings on the Trump Crimes Commission. So July is going to be overruled and extremely dynamic. However, we're talking about the stimulus pack, the healing of the money, the healing of the average guy's bank account. They're thinking about it. In August, a lot of threes. In August, we have more overseas interference, more mysterious hidden evidence, and a lot of anxiety because I'm telling you, in June, they basically put the whole thing to rest. The stimulus package. This is going to be the House Speaker. The new House Speaker is going to have to respond to the people basically talking a whole lot and screaming and yelling about the fact that that darn stimulus pack was put on hold in June. And their voices are going to be loud and clear that we have to revisit in August the stimulus package. So the agreements between the House and the Senate start to be made. Looks like it got killed again. But here comes Vice President Kamala Harris. By September, the Vice President, it looks like what's going to happen, and I'm predicting this. There's going to be a lock in the Senate. So every time they can't agree, the Vice President Kamala Harris is going to be taking control. So in September, the Vice President takes control. Compassion, common sense, temperance is in November. Oh, that's October. Nine of Pentacles says people need their money. We've got the money. We're together. Let's have some compassion. Let's make the offer. And it looks like in November, they're going to make the offer for the stimulus pack. A real stimulus pack. In December, it will go up for the vote. Loans, debts, and agreements. The Wheel of Fortune is hanging in the balance, and it gets killed. So no, the answer is no. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't expect any other stimulus package of any meaning. Yeah, of any substantive meaning. All right, so I will redo these cards in a bit. And now we are going to perform the ceremony. I like simple. Less is more, simple is better. Centering is a very base energy. So what I'm going to do, and this is what we're going to do now. As I mentioned prior, we can center ourselves and then write our visions and plant in our burrow our seed of imagination. Because in the darkness and the void, everything is possible. It is infinitely possible because there is no form. There's no form. The dream is not attached to our body. Our psychic body is infinitely powerful. When we center, we make the attunement between the center of the universe, the Hunaku, by sending the energy into the void, never to return, while at the same time being centered at the core of our planet, the Earth. And this is a great centering exercise to do today during the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, because Saturn is all about the masculine, the male overseer, the God being, the infinite Father, the masculine combined with taking form, and Jupiter, which is the planet of good luck, which means to me today says we're going to get lucky. We're going to get lucky getting gifts from guys. There's probably tons of men out buying presents right now and being generous and sharing with humankind. And ladies have masculine energy, so there's just tons of generosity, caring, sharing, gifting, going around, and wonder for the beauty of nature. Jupiter is all about prosperity. And so I begin my centering, and I'm going to stand up. I'm going to put this up, and you can see my daughter made a beautiful wreath for me just so we could put this up today. Right? I suggest you stand up for this section and actually get up and do this with me. Okay. Excuse me, one of my cards fell down. Okay. All right. I do this in all the directions, but I will perform it once in front of you toward the camera, and then you will see how I do this in all the four directions and then end up in the center. This is actually a traditional shaman centering practice. So I spread my feet shoulder apart, and I sink my pelvic structure, and I push my pelvic forward. I engage my quadriceps so that I'm really pushing into the earth. And then I begin. I gather love. I bring in the gifts of the body. I bring in love. I bring in the earth. I bring in the grounding. And then I release what I don't need. And then I move to the heart. I bring in what I love. I bring in what I love. I bring in what I love, and I let go of what I don't need. And then through the head, I receive the blessings from Spirit. I receive the blessings of the universe, and I let go of that which I do not need. So I do this 5 times, beginning to the north. Okay, here we go. Here's the north. I gather the gifts of the earth, and I release that which I do not need. I bring in all the love and the emotions, and I release my sorrow. I gather all the beauty and the blessings from the universe, and I let go of what I don't need. Then I move to the east. I bring in the blessings of the earth and the gifts of Mother Earth, and I release what I don't need. I gather the love from all those who love me, and I release and let go of what I don't need. I bring in the blessings of the Goddess and of the Christ consciousness, the planetary spirit, and I let go of what I don't need. To the south, I gather the gifts from the earth and I let go of what I don't want. I bring in the love and the heart and the blessing, and I let go of that which does not love me. I gather the beauty and the blessings from spirit, and I let go of what I don't need. And to the west, I bring in the gifts of the earth and let go of what I don't need. I accept the love from those around me, and I let go of that which does not love me. I bring in the blessings of spirit, and I let go of that which is not holy. And finally, we get to center. Grab your purple stone. I center myself into the earth, and I bring the infinite love into my heart, and I receive the blessings, and I send my love out. And that's it. And now we are centered. Yes. Ta-da. That's it. Hooray. Thank you, everyone, for attending today. It's been delightful having you all here. Hi, Palma. Hi, everybody. So I thank you all for coming to this wonderful Jupiter Saturn conjunction centering ceremony with the color purple and our purple stones. Yes. And as I mentioned, I will be uploading the 2021 predictive readings and also the predictions for the next decade in the next week. And then we'll have Minerals Monday Live next Monday. So we can all come back again. That's right. Start over again. Thank you, Connie. I'm glad you had a chance to see Juniper there for a second. And I will add you to the moderators. Thank you for moderating. Thank you, everyone. Blessings to all. Namaste. Namaste. See you again soon.